Who's Jerry Jones, who hasn't been to a conference championship game in 30 years, and he's going to now tell these guys, and by the way, they have a relationship with the station. They're on the station. He doesn't own the station. And he's going to sit there, I'll get you thrown out of or off the air. Who the hell is Jerry Jones? And then he knocks the radio. I'm not going to answer his questions on radio like it's some sort of, has he heard of Marconi? Yeah. Like it's not an important medium for him to have to answer a tough question to. That is very poor. And this is a guy who has done absolutely nothing in go have a cocktail, Jerry, is what I would tell him. Go have a cocktail, win some football games, and have a conversation with him. He was completely out of line.
Well, doggy is the definition of trying to punch down on somebody. But to that, I would say a hit dog will holler. The only reason that Jerry Jones is taking that tact is because he's being defensive about a team that he thought had championship aspirations based on the talent that he put together. They're embarrassing themselves on the football field. And Jerry Jones realizes the state of affairs.
Earlier, we talked about the Jets. They're reaching. There's a bit of a circus going on in New York. Stephen A. says that's how we like it here in New York. So the question now is, who's in more of disarray? Would it be the Cowboys and this mess we just heard from Jerry Jones? Or is it the Jets, who, quite frankly, they lose a game on Sunday, they're at the bottom of their division?
I'm going to say the Jets only because their quarterback situation right now is way up in the air. They don't have a replacement. Rodgers is 41 years of age. Who knows what he's going to decide to do after this year? If you saw Rodgers after he got beat up on the sidelines on Monday night, he looked awfully confused. And now he, almost like Rodgers said, now I know what they've been talking about with the Jets. It's almost like Rodgers was sitting there saying, now I know what everybody says about the Jets. There's a dark cloud over the Jet organization. And Prescott is at least signed. He's a good quarterback. He's there for the period of time. They have been in the playoffs a lot. Woody Johnson, I don't trust under any circumstances. And because of the quarterback disarray and who knows how long Rodgers has with the team, I'm going to say the Jets are more of a disoriented franchise right now in 2024.
Well, I'm going to go with the Cowboys. First of all, at least I can say the Jets have been competitive. There's only one loss that they have this season where it wasn't a one-possession game. The last 3 losses that they had were by a combined 10 points. So at least the Jets are fighting back. The Dallas Cowboys in their last 4 home games have trailed by 20-plus points in each of those games. You got the Detroit Lions up 30 points running trick plays to offensive linemen. They're running flea flicker touchdowns to tight end Sam Laporta on Jerry Jones' birthday. It was an absolute embarrassment to see what the state of affairs is with the Dallas Cowboys, and for the general manager / owner / mouthpiece / face of the franchise in Jerry Jones to have been so wrong about what this roster was capable of accomplishing. I think it speaks to the dysfunction that's going on with the Dallas Cowboys. So, yeah, I'm going to go with the New York Jets. I can't believe I'm saying that because you all know how I feel about that franchise. But right now, things are worse down in Big D.
There is no question that it's worse in Dallas. It's so bad in Dallas, it's hard for me to laugh. And you know how much I love laughing about those Cowboys. It's bad. Jerry Jones, there is no way around it. That's my Libra buddy. You know that. Horrible job. Did nothing this offseason. And when I interviewed them for an hour and 15 minutes on my YouTube show, my podcast, I didn't challenge him but so much in terms of what the team was going to do this year because he kept saying, when I brought up Derrick Henry, when I brought up prioritizing CeeDee Lamb and you're going to give Dak Prescott $60 million and all of this stuff, he was like, there are people you haven't seen. There are people that we should have played last year. They're going to be out there this year. Wait. You'll see. And I'm like, okay. And now we've seen. And they are as soft as cottonelle tissue. It is bad. And so when I look at it and I look at the pressure cooker that is Dallas, being America's team and that microscope on you, and I'm looking at a $60 million quarterback, and I'm looking at a wide receiver that's making about $34 million, and I'm looking at them not even being on the same page. Forget about the fact that, you know what, Brandon Cook's been out, even there, he's your number 2. You don't really have anything beyond that. Forget about the fact that you don't even have a running game. You don't even have the necessary chemistry between your top 2 primary paid players, who's a quarterback and a wide receiver. So all Dak Prescott does is say the right things at press conferences, okay? Other than that, he hasn't done much. CeeDee Lamb can't do but so much because he needs Dak Prescott to help him. The offensive line ain't what it used to be. The running game is non-existent. And your defense is soft. You're watching teams run 5, 6, 7, 8 yards before they're even touched. They are laughing. They sat up there and ran plays for offensive linemen to score touchdowns. This is what they're doing. They were toying with the Cowboys and humiliating them on purpose. And Dallas has no pushback whatsoever. This is a football team that doesn't look like a team. They look soft as hell. And when you look at it from that standpoint, I just don't know. No matter what we're saying about the Jets, we didn't say that. And the only thing that I would say, because there is no defense for what Jerry did with that radio host. There is no defense for that. That was bullying, no question about it. But as I pointed out yesterday, you know, I'm a diehard New York Knicks fan. And I've watched James Dolan bully people for years, at least try to. Mm-hmm. I mean, I'm accustomed to seeing billionaires trying to bully folks. So it's not the end of the world. I think that when we look at Jerry Jones and what we're pointing to, those fans in Dallas Sunday were Lions fans. They were louder than the Cowboys. And his stadium had been taken over by visitors who literally whipped his ass. And I think that is what is one thing to lose, Jerry finding any excuse whatsoever. Yeah. But when you got people rolling up into the $1 billion playpen, rooting for the opposition, and they're making more noise than the home crowd, it's gotten to another level. It's dissipated to another level of horrific.
Howdy, Cowboys Nation. Welcome to Dallas Cowboys Today, your number one source for all things America's team. If you're a diehard football fan and love our Dallas Cowboys, you're in the right place. So don't forget to smash that like button and subscribe to stay updated with all the latest Cowboys news. Let's get started. Today, I've got some news that could shake up the NFL market and change the course for both the Cowboys and the Dolphins. With the trade deadline coming up on November 5th, there's a proposal on the table that could send Trey Lance, currently with the Dallas Cowboys, to the Miami Dolphins. Now, if you're wondering why this would make sense, hang tight. I'll break it all down for you. This move could be exactly what Miami needs to ensure a stable season. We all know Tua Tagovailoa, the Dolphins' current quarterback, has had a rough history with injuries, especially concussions. Even though he's on track to return to the field, many medical experts have suggested he consider retirement due to his health concerns. With such an unpredictable situation, it makes sense that Miami might be looking for some insurance in case Tua can't stay healthy for the rest of the season. That's where Trey Lance comes into play. The young QB, a first-round pick in the 2021 draft, has shown glimpses of his potential when he played under Mike McDaniel, who is now the Dolphins head coach, but was the offensive coordinator for the San Francisco 49ers at the time. Although Lance has been stuck on the Cowboys bench this season without playing a single snap, he's still seen as a high-potential, low-risk option. So, what would it take to make this trade happen? According to CBS Sports' Cody Benjamin, the Dolphins could acquire Lance for a conditional 5th-round pick. For a team that needs depth at the quarterback position, this seems like a pretty smart deal, don't you think? Lance would have a much better shot at showcasing his skills in Miami than sitting behind Dak Prescott in Dallas. Now, looking at it from the Dolphins' side, Tua is set to return for the game against the Arizona Cardinals on October 27th, but there's no guarantee he'll be 100% ready to go. With so much uncertainty around his future, it would make sense for Miami to have a backup who already knows McDaniel's system and could develop further with some playing time. So, here's the big question. Do you, as a Cowboys or Dolphins fan, think this trade is worth it? Should Miami go after Trey Lance as insurance for Tua? And is Dallas making the right move by letting Lance go for such a low draft pick? I want to hear your thoughts, so drop a comment down below. And if you enjoyed this analysis, don't forget to hit that like button, share it with your friends on social media, and subscribe to the channel to stay updated on all things NFL. The season's still got plenty of excitement ahead, and we'll be following it all together.